Well, hello YouTube. We are here. We are in Florida. We finally made it happen. After months and months of planning, lots of hard work and sacrifice, we finally moved to Florida. And I am so happy. My wife, so happy?
Yes, very happy.
We're in Florida. The land of fun. The land of Mickey Mouse, the land of beaches, and the land of things to do, the endless summer, and the lack of winter. We are so happy. We're going to be living in the southwest area of Florida. Got a really nice home in a nice quiet area for a very reasonable cost. A lot of people, they say, I could never move to Florida because it's so expensive. And you know, a lot of areas are expensive, but there's just as many areas that are not expensive. You just, you know, it's like, do you mind driving that extra 15, 20 minutes to go to the beach? Yeah, if you don't mind making that 20-minute drive, you know, your house could be a lot more affordable. You know, where we come from, to go to the ocean was, a 6-hour drive? 8-hour drive? Something like that? Yeah, 6 or 8 hour drive. And the water was too cold, you couldn't go swimming in it anyways. Still went, didn't stop us. But, I mean, here, our drive to the beach is 35 minutes. To some of the best beaches in the world, you know. The white sandy kind, with the nice, beautiful teal green water. It's right there. We're 2 hours from New Orleans, from Disney World and SeaWorld, Universal. We're about 90 minutes from Busch Gardens. About 2 hours from, well, maybe 3 hours from Key West. You know, actually, probably more than that. Probably about 5 hours from Key West, the way the traffic is. It's like, the one thing I've learned since moving to Florida, because I came down a month prior to get everything set up, you know, start my job, get a home for the family. Down here in Florida, miles don't necessarily mean anything to do with how long it's going to take you to get somewhere. If you travel on the freeway, you know, like the 75, you know, most of the time, you're going to get where you're trying to go pretty quickly. I haven't seen too many backups. They do happen, but it's not super bad, or it doesn't happen that often. But inside the city, it takes a long time to get from point A to point B inside the city. There's a lot of stop-and-go traffic. There's a lot of really impatient people that are driving that make it take longer for everybody else because of their selfish ways. But that's like any city. I don't know. If you ever been to any other city driving, you got those issues. Dude's trying to haul a mattress without tying it down, dummy. But I want to show you guys some things about Florida. I mean, everybody thinks about big cities and beaches, but not everybody talks about how open it is here, how much land there is here, how green, you know, how green it is. It's absolutely beautiful. There's tons of farmland. People don't talk about, you know, all the farmland there is in Florida. If you look at the map of Florida and you basically, you know, trace the edges, that's where most of your big cities are, you know. You look at that, that's where the busyness is. But if you come outside those busy areas, you know, go inland about 30 miles, 15 miles, whatever, and you're into things like this. You know, tons of open land. There's a lot of swamp land. So it feels really private. Yeah, these areas are really cheap, really affordable. Everywhere you go, there's water, people fishing. That's one of the big reasons I came here. I'm a big fisherman. I love fishing. I'm not very good at it, but it doesn't stop me anyways. If you look at the freeways, the freeway is really well built. You know, there's not a bunch of potholes everywhere. Very well maintained. Private airplane way. Airport, whatever. Airport way. It's an airway. They got like Billy Badasses like that. You know, they want to fly down the freeway. That's the one thing about Florida. You got a bunch of... You got a lot of tourists, and you got a lot of grandpas that are driving at like 50 miles per hour or 40 miles per hour on a 70. And then you got the other guys that are doing the exact opposite, driving like 110. And then you got normal people like us that do the speed limit. And they're just swarming around you like bumblebees. Like pissed off bees, you know, they're just everywhere. So if you come to Florida, you got to get used to that. So far, that's really the only bad part I've seen about Florida is the drivers. Our car insurance went up quite a bit when we moved down here. In Washington, I was paying $165 a month for both my cars, liability and comp collision, full coverage on everything. And I came here, and the cheapest I could get was $250 a month. So it went up almost $100. My own company, I had Progressive, and they were the ones I was paying $165 for. They quoted me over $400 for switching my insurance to Florida. So that was a quick no. I ended up going with Geico. They were the ones that gave me the best quote for the coverages that I like on my vehicle. I like to have good, comfortable coverages. There's cows. See? We got all the farmland. See, look, sorry to jump all around, guys, bouncing back and forth, but that's what I'm trying to see. You got city meshed with agriculture, and the further you go inland, you're going to get more farmland. So if you're like me, I don't really like living in big cities. I prefer living in a small country town, and that's where I'm hoping to buy, is a little bit out in the country, and have my privacy, but still be a nice quick drive into the city to have the fun I want when I want to have fun. People. He's looking at his crotch, you know, looking at his cell phone, thinking like nobody can tell he's texting while looking at his junk. I need to make a video just called Stupid Florida Drivers. I could make a whole channel just off that. I could probably make a whole season just off of a day. Check this out. We got all this open land. Brandon, yes. Brandon, Florida. That's my town. Anybody don't know, my name is Brandon. And here comes my town. Broke his property. So one thing I noticed quite a bit, guys, is you know, where I come from, I came from Western Washington originally. I drove truck all around Washington, Oregon. That's primarily where I did the most. I go to California too sometimes. go out east to Idaho, but mainly Washington, Oregon. And the biggest thing I noticed, you know, it was green, Washington, Oregon, but they had garbage everywhere. There was garbage everywhere in Washington, Oregon. Here, there's really not. It's clean. It's well kept. I mean, when you want to live somewhere, you don't want to live somewhere that looks like a trash heap, do you? I mean, you want to live somewhere clean and nice and affordable. You know, we escaped Washington. That's what I think. It was like the great escape, you know, because Washington, what is it? It's super expensive. The cities are dirty. They've got trash everywhere. You're taxed to high heaven and back, you know, because the government there says they're making a positive change in your life, right? That's what they say. So they're taking all this money, and the place still looks like garbage, you know. Look out here. I mean, it's clean. Just look at the side of the road. We're on the side of the freeway. You kind of expect the side of the freeway to have garbage, you know, because that's where garbage seems to collect, but there's none. No garbage. No garbage on the freeway. You know, you don't have giant tent cities everywhere. Indoor skydiving, if you're into that. Golf driving range, if you're into that too. So guys, if you have any questions from an outsider in, you know, new Florida transplant, feel free to ask me. I'm going to try to make more videos as much as I can of our transition into Florida. I've been here 40 days about. I just did my second cross-country drive, just finishing up. Got 100 miles left. But I did 2 cross-country drives from Washington to Florida in a month and a half. That was 3,200 miles each time. And you know what? It's totally worth it. Just look at that, people. And I haven't even shown you the beaches. I'm just showing you the regular land, you know. The regular land is that beautiful. It's warm in here. Go. People talk about the heat too. What yeah, it gets about 100 degrees in the summertime. I don't know about you, but in Washington it got over 100 in the summertime too. And our houses didn't really have air conditioning very much. So we just dealt with it. Here at least most houses and apartments are air conditioned equipped with high efficiency central air and heat. You don't need too much heat down here. But it's kind of there. You don't need it though. Well, I hope this helps you guys out. We just got to Florida, got 100 miles until we're home. We're so happy. Thanks for watching. Peace out.